not sure the length of what this video is going to be about, but welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry, and today I'm going to talk to you briefly about a series of films I have been eagerly waiting for to talk about. And I won't necessarily say it's underrated, but it's a franchise that I hold dear in my heart. I like it despite um, its issues, and I really enjoy it. And I'm talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion. Uh, I've been a fan of it um, since 2006, I think, or five. It might have been five since I discovered it on demand. But vaguely, I remember it showing on Tsunami when it came on during the Giant Robot Week, and I remember I watched an episode. I'm not talking about the Giant Robot Week. They only released the first two episodes. But it came on Adult Swim, and I watched it, caught an episode, and I was kind of mesmerized by it, but there was some familiarity from it before, and then they kind of popped in. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, this was on Toonami briefly for like a week. Then, you know, they start showing the episodes on Comcast on Demand, if that's still around. But I remember they only had episode seven, so I missed episodes one to six. Then Joe would start at seven, then all the way to episode 26. Watched it all, and I was in love with the last episode, and did research to it, and eventually they re-aired the show, the series, and saw all the episodes in total. And fascinated ever since. Even read fan fictions. Just throw it out there. Back then, I don't do it no more. But then I discovered the movies shortly after that. I discovered the end of Evangelion at a Barnes and Nobles and bought it. And then I was split on the film whether I liked it or not because how dark it was. Then eventually later on I ended up getting Evangelion done, which really, to be honest with you, it's just an add-on. You don't necessarily need to have it, but if you just want it part of the collection, it's just a series of recaps of episodes 1 to 24 with new scenes. Then it ties into the first 27 minutes of the end of Ava, which originally that recap to the new film was supposed to be intact together. They just didn't finish it in time. Uh, and develop a cult following. So what I thought about the newer versions, and when I first got the first movie, I didn't rewatch it as much compared to the other series of films. And the reason for that was I didn't want to rewatch these movies until the collection was fully completed. Like I only rewatched the first film maybe like 4 or 5 times since it came out in 2007. I only rewatched the second film maybe like 4 times too. Only rewatched the third film maybe I think twice, and that's it. And then the third film, I mean the final film, was actually the third time today rewatching it, uh, which might be the last one might be my new one of my favorite films of all time because just how epic it feels, and I feel like I feel like a lot of big blockbuster movies are missing is that thrill that this film has gave me. Um, I think this is like one of the best blockbuster films since Blade Runner 2049. Um, but it's Japan, from Japan. What I thought about the rebuilds, I thought they were pretty damn good movies. Now, do you necessarily have to watch the originals? Um, I would say yeah, only as a form of reference because the film kind of hints it could be a sequel to the original series, but it doesn't really. Well, I think it implies that it is, but there's a theory going around like a multi-reverse um, repeat, some sort of thing. It's a concept that I think that gets kind of introduced throughout the series of films, but it's not explored enough. And a thing that this anime falls victim of exploring ideas, but doesn't fully explore them, so it kind of left things a little bit ambiguous and confusing, just to let anybody know who is curious about Evangelion. The main character whines quite a bit throughout the whole film, and it's actually a fit for this current trend of movie making where you have strong female leads, you have a weak male protagonist, but he eventually does develop over time. That's just something that kind of just throws in my mind. But this, again, anime's been around since 1995 or 6. The rebuilds. The first film pretty much is almost shot for shot with just new quality animation from the first 6 episodes. And the second one kind of skipped through episodes 8 through 20. It like crams all these episodes into the second film. And then how I kind of see it, the first two films are like the remakes for sure of the series. And the other two films were like companion pieces of a whole new outcome of how the new series concludes. And the last film is longer. It's like 2 hours, 26 minutes. I love that. I love that. I like all the other ones. I think the weakest one is the third one because I think the boldness of introducing a whole new concept and you advertise in the previous movies of what people are expected to see, and then it does a whole new unique new story. It does a new story, and the footage that was advertised at the end credits of Ava 2, none of it is there, and does it again in 3.0, where you don't see the footage that was advertised at the end credits at all. But man, they were supposed to be done with this from like 2007 to 8. So I think the creator got a little bit too cocky. Um, and from what I understood, he went on to do other projects. He helped Hayao Miyazaki's The Wind Rises, which was a pretty good film. It's underrated too. And then he directed his own adaptation version of Godzilla. So we took a break from Evangelion for a good 5 years, then went back to it. And they started it since 2007, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 16 years, man. 16 freaking years. Thank God I'm still here to see the conclusion. And I had the liberty of watching these films, someone back to back, in the last couple days, including today. And I'm thankful for it. I'm not gonna pull in the, to explain the whole concept of Ava. There's plenty of videos that's been done so many different times. I'm just thankful that finally that my journey of these movies here are waiting around and happening, plus the series that's like right there. It's over. Now, just get to cherish them. It's over. It's over. It's over. You know, waiting for this moment. Wow. For a long time. It's over. I did had there's a funny story. I'm never doing this again. I had ordered the platinum edition. I got a gift for somebody, but that somebody and I ain't talking no more. That happened years ago. And pal. But no matter. Point is, my journey with that is over. I get to cherish these babies as long as I can on DVD. Shit, I need a new DVD player. But I still think the last one, Twice Upon a Time's the best one. Um, there's this special feature here, and I thought it was like it's like an add-on to 3.0. I mean, they could have had it into the movie where there was like a comic strip that's loaded like before right when the third film starts, and then there's another sequence that starts before, like literally happens right after 2.0, and introducing a character that's introduced in 3.0. Um, it felt like an add-on, but you know what? It could have been made into the actual film. I didn't see any issue with that, but the way that it was pitched, I think it was called Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 negative 46 minutes or something. I thought, and maybe this is just me, maybe misinterpreting the information. I thought it was going to be like a 46-minute short film of showcasing everything that happened after 3.2, I mean 2.0, and explaining everything around 3.0. They kind of do a little bit, well, not really, just briefly. It's just mostly add-ons. That's the one disappointing fact. What not this, but and then there's another short little film. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's not on the DVD, unfortunately, but it's like another add-on. It takes place after 3.0. It's really with Shinji and the characters wandering around. It's like a dream sequence. It's like a um, until time comes by or something. I could link it up to the video description if need be. But I could see this is a divisive retelling because in the third film they completely changed the whole story. The ending might not be everybody's cup of tea, but the point is, for the ending was that main character to accept life and the struggles that life comes to offer. And Mari's character, which she's basically the opposite of all the other two female Evangelion pilots, and I think really she is there to kind of give Shinji that boost. And he's really the only character that doesn't really antagonize the Shinji. I mean, Rei doesn't really neither. But she's the character that's I guess interested in Shinji, flirtatious with Shinji. It's just her character doesn't get developed a lot, and they don't spend enough time developing her character because I think her character has a bigger part in the past when he was around Gendo and Fusky and Yuri Ikari, and they were all around together happy. So that's like before the series even began. And I think there's a picture of her there. But so I'm assuming her character that she was a pilot or testing this thing, and then something happened to her where she also staying 14 years old forever, and she doesn't age. Oh, and here, if you've been in the LCL for so long, they've the kids, the children, the pilots, they are severely their DNA is altered for them to stay 14 years old. At least the body of a 14-year-old, because the new story 3.0 is set like 14 or 16 years after 2.0. Spoiler alert: Major Katsuragi has a son. The movie's been out for 2 years now in the U.S. I think. Actually, no, the film concluded 2 years ago, but I think in the U.S. It should have been a year by now. Uh, I do love this final film. It's actually became now one of my new favorite animated features, and I'm just glad that it's over. Um, and I have the collection for it. Cherish it, rewatch it. It's more to life than Ava. Of course it is. Just this has just been a long road, man. I've been waiting since like 2006 when the news broke out that they were trying to develop new movies. 2006, and it's 2023. It's 2023. Wow, man. Let me know what you guys think about the ending or for Evangelion, and what do you think about the rebuilds of Evangelion franchise as a whole? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Um, just what your opinions, what your theories on. I mean, there's so many theories about it. Just let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the the series of films, and let me know which is your favorite of the four films you really enjoy, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie. This was a hell of a journey.